Good evening, Chris.
Yeah, evening, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. We did have your name on the list to call all throughout the season. They said, look, don't ring Chris until West Ham are in a Champions League spot. So that's why we're ringing you tonight.
So you thought you might be dialing me in 2020 or something, did you?
Yeah, absolutely. We thought it might be a long way to wait. But Sam Allardyce has certainly turned it around. And the win against Man City, you must have been over the moon about that.
Yeah, certainly. And, you know, it's not just Sam Allardyce. I think really hats have to be taken off to Sugo, David Sullivan and Gold. You know, they put their hands in their pockets. You know, they backed Allardyce last year when everybody was getting wobbly. You know, they proved themselves to be, directors who've got the club's best interest at heart and can stay the course. So hats off to them. But yeah, of course, it was good to see that Allardyce is now playing the West Ham way, the way he said he didn't think we played.
Yeah, and some of the players that have been brought in, I mean, Sakho's been absolutely fabulous. Valencia's been great, and Song, what a signing he's been.
Well, Song is brilliant. And I've got to tell you, at the weekend, it was just so good to be up the park and hear the North Bank singing one song. We've only got one song. It was absolutely brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. I mean, he's immense, and I don't know how Arsenal didn't come in for him. I don't know how Barcelona let him go. If Barcelona don't need Song, they must be a massive club. Now I know they're a massive club, but Song is absolutely brilliant. And what we see, I think, in Valencia and Sakho is how important strikers are. Last year we had a decent enough team. We didn't have anybody to stick it in the back of the net. Vast parts of last year, we played with no strikers. If you remember at the beginning of the season, we played Tottenham. We beat them, I know, 3-0, but then again, but we played Tottenham, we played Norwich without these strikers. But now you've got Valencia and Sakho, who know where the net is. It's incredible.
I don't know if it's good news or bad news, but some more good news is that Tony Cowell's on his way back.
Well, I mean, I think it's good news.
Obviously.
Yeah, Andy, yeah. I mean, I think it's good news for Andy, but what I do hope is that Sam doesn't revert to old ways of football. I mean, he can't do that, can he? There's no way that Andy Carroll and Nolan are going to get back on the park ahead of Sakho and Valencia. Just no way. But, at the beginning of the season, we did see Sam play with Cole and Vazte. What a mistake that was. We lost against 10 men Tottenham, but now we've got these two guys on the park. It's really brilliant to have these guys on the park. And I'm sure, Carroll will have a role to play. I'm sure after an hour of running the legs off of teams from Valencia and Sakho, Song, that Carroll all of a sudden up there could do some damage. So it's great to have an option.
In terms of West Ham, I mean, what's the ambition now? And you know what? If you come January and you're still in the top 6 or 7, do you think the directors will put even more money in and sort of go for a European side? Obviously, top 4 is probably a dream, but if you're up there and you can finish in the top 7, do you think they might spend a little bit more?
No, well, it's interesting because there have been rumours that we're after another defender. I'm not quite sure if that's because Reed is leaving, going to Liverpool or not. There's been rumours that we're after another defender, got an eye out on a midfielder. But to be fair, look, on West Ham, first and foremost, 40 points, please. I'd love to go into February, March, and be able to enjoy it, not looking over my shoulder. So I don't know. I'm not getting carried away. Yes, my head's all in the clouds, my feet are on the ground. West Ham, 40 points by February would be brilliant. But you know what? If it's 40 points in April, that was going to do me too. I'm just enjoying the ride. It's been great to see the boys against City. It was great to see the boys beat Liverpool. It's just great to see us. I mean, it was great this weekend. Not just striking, but the way we hunted and packed. Noble was magnificent. Okay, we got Song in the park, but Noble was magnificent. Downing's been renewed, playing in the middle of the park, spraying the ball about. It's just a great time to be a West Ham fan.
You might just be sort of in Champions League mode by going to the Olympic Stadium. You might actually fill it out at Olympic Stadium at this rate. I mean, what do you think about moving?
Well, progress is progress. We've moved around the East End anyway over our last 100-year history. We weren't founded at the bowling on Green Street. We've been over West Ham. We've been up by Plaistow. We've been around a bit. So it's progress. It's always going to happen at some stage. And I think that the directors are really eyeing up Canary Wharf. My real problem. I mean, I've been invited down to have a look at the stadium. And look at my season ticket's going to double. Now I'm up by the prawn sandwiches. It cost me $2,500 for my ticket. I've got two of them. It's going to cost me a tenner.
I hope they're good prawns, Kriss. Kiri, you'd like to ask a question?
Hi, Kriss. Kiri in the studio here. Now, something that's quite close to your heart, in fact, is the sprint sort of statistics on Sakho. He, per game, is sprinting between 68 and 98 sprints per game, which is one of the highest players. Do you think that he can actually keep that up throughout the season?
That's a fantastic question. I'll tell you what, I'd like to look at the stats at Cresswell. That Cresswell is a phenomenal player. So I'd like to look at his sprinting stats because he's up and down. Yeah, that's a great question. I would say that our physio has got a tough job in his hands because in athletics, you get to peak at certain times of the season. Mm-hmm. We're asking Sakho, Cresswell, Valencia to be at that level all season. I don't think it's possible. That's a cracking stat. I'm not, I'm touching wood and my head's hurting. Touching wood. But, I don't want the boy to get injured.
Well, it'll certainly be interesting to